Hey folks, week 16. Darren again. Week 16 has some interesting matchups. Let's start with the 1 o'clock Sunday games. We have Miami at Buffalo. Miami upset New England last weekend, but I blame that one solely on the entire New England Patriots team. I'm not going to blame just Tom Brady, even though I'm not a big Tom Brady fan. It was still the entire team that let them win that game. That said, I still think Miami has enough to beat Buffalo. Saints at Panthers. This is going to be a good game, and I think the Saints are going to pay the Panthers back for what the Panthers did to them a couple of weeks ago. Vikings at Bengals should be a no-brainer. It should be Cincinnati, depending on whether the Bengals bench their starters or not. If the Bengals are going to bench their starters, definitely the Vikings. If they're going to play their starters, then I'm definitely going with Cincinnati. Broncos at Texans. Again, another no-brainer. Denver should win this hands down, even with their B team. Titans at Jaguars. This is going to be a good game. Houston has a decent offense. The problem is they don't have any defense. Jaguars have been coming on lately. This one is a pick for me. I'm going to go on a long shot and say the Jags are going to win this game at home. Chiefs at Colts. The Chiefs have been playing some really good football as of late, whereas the Colts have had one good game out of the last 5. I'm going to take the Chiefs in the defense at home. Cowboys and Redskins. Tony Romo's on a slide, as usual in December. Every year, never fails. Tony Romo is garbage in December. Kirk Cousins didn't look too bad last weekend, but he didn't look too good either. I'm going to give the edge to the Cowboys, but not by much. Maybe a field goal. Browns at Jets. I'm going to give the edge to this one to the Jets just because they're at home, but this game is pretty much a pick as well. Buccaneers at Rams, same thing, another pick, but I'm going to go with the Rams. Here's the defensive game of the year. Cardinals versus Seahawks. Number 1 defense going against number 2 defense. Who's going to win this game? Carson Palmer has better numbers than Russell Wilson if you take away Wilson's running ability. Passing-wise, Carson Palmer has better numbers. The question is going to be which defense can stop which quarterback. I'm going to go out on a limb and give the edge to the Cardinals because the Seahawks pretty much already have the conference locked up, and you may see them in the second half sit some of their starters. Whereas the Cardinals are still in the thick of things and might not even make the playoffs, even though they have a better record than 2, count them, 2 of the division leaders. In my book, that's totally unfair, but that's a totally different topic. Next, we have the Giants at Detroit. What are you going to say? The Giants stink, but Detroit can't seem to hold on to a lead in the fourth quarter. I don't know what their problem is this year. They get up by a bunch of points and lose in the fourth quarter. I'm going to take Detroit in this game just because the Giants stink so badly. Patriots and Ravens. This game has playoff potential written all over it. I think the Patriots, after that crushing idiocy they played last weekend, are going to win this game. They're going to pull it out. And I'm really hoping so, because if the Ravens lose, the Chargers move into a tie with the next game, Raiders at Chargers. Because the Chargers are much too strong for the Raiders right now. People have been complaining about Phillip Rivers, blah, blah, blah. He's so bad, blah, blah, blah. Look at the man's numbers, okay? Their 7-7 record doesn't speak anything about Phillip Rivers' numbers. The man is ranked the number 2 quarterback in the league. Okay? He has phenomenal numbers. It's not the offense that's losing their games, it's their defense. Now, that said, San Diego's defense has stepped it up the last 3 weeks. Okay? Think of who they've beaten the last 3 weeks. Take the Chargers, and the Chargers are going to tie the Ravens in record, because the Ravens will be 7-8, or sorry, 8-7, and the Chargers will also be 8-7, and the Chargers have beat the Ravens, which moves them ahead of the Ravens. Steelers at Packers. Aaron Rodgers is back. He is playing this game, supposedly. If Aaron Rodgers is in, sorry, Big Ben, but you don't have a chance in hell. Aaron Rodgers is going to eat you for lunch. Eagles at Bears, another playoff scenario. Nick Foles had a good game last week. I don't believe they should have lost that game. They came up short. But the Bears have not been playing good defense at all season long. Every game they've won has been by 5 points or less. Okay? Take the Eagles at home. I don't think the Bears can beat Philly at home. Falcons at 49ers. No brainer. 49ers should be definitive. That's me for week 16. If you enjoyed my picks, predictions, subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you next week for the last week of the season. And don't forget, I will be doing playoffs. Have a good one. Ciao.